At 57, Sammy Sosa sits quietly in his Miami home, watching echoes of a life that once roared across stadiums. The screen flickers with memories of 1998, a summer when every swing of his bat felt like a celebration of hope. Back then, he wasn't just a baseball player, he was a symbol. Fans waved flags, stadiums shook, and his smile carried the weight of dreams far beyond the field. Today, the noise has faded. What remains is reflection, solitude, and a story that stretches far deeper than fame. A story of survival, identity, and the cost of being remembered. The summer that made a nation believe. In 1998, Sammy Sosa turned baseball into something larger than sport. With 66 home runs, he electrified every game, restoring joy to fans after a painful strike had distanced them from the game they loved. Each swing felt like a promise fulfilled. Children wore his number, adults cheered with unrestrained pride, and his presence brought unity. He became the embodiment of the American dream, an immigrant rising to greatness through sheer will. For a moment in time, he wasn't just playing baseball, he was healing a fractured connection between a sport and its people, from hero to forgotten figure. But time has a way of reshaping even the brightest legends. Decades later, Sosa's name no longer echoes with the same reverence. His altered appearance became a subject of ridicule, and the media that once praised him now rarely speaks of him. The cheers turned into silence, admiration into indifference. Fame, once a crown resting proudly on his head, slowly transformed into a burden. It became a reminder of what was lost. In the quiet of his home, he carries not just memories of glory, but also the weight of being forgotten by the world he once inspired. A childhood in the shadows of poverty. Long before stadium lights and roaring crowds, Sosa's story began in San Pedro de Macorís, a place where survival mattered more than dreams. Born into poverty, his early life was defined by scarcity. His home lacked electricity, and nights were lit by candles his mother carefully preserved. The world around him was harsh, indifferent, and unforgiving. There were no guarantees, no safety nets, only the daily struggle to endure. In that environment, hope was fragile, and ambition felt distant. Yet even there, something within him refused to be extinguished. Loss that shaped a life. At just 6 years old, Sosa faced a devastating loss. His father died suddenly, leaving behind a family already struggling to survive. That moment reshaped everything. His mother was left to raise 7 children alone, battling hunger and exhaustion, with unwavering determination. Childhood ended early for Sammy. Grief didn't come with time to process. It came with responsibility. The absence of his father became a silent force in his life, pushing him forward while reminding him of everything that could be lost in an instant. Work before dreams. In Consuelo, survival demanded action. Sammy spent his days shining shoes, washing cars, and collecting whatever small earnings he could find. The rhythm of his childhood was not laughter, but labor. He learned quickly that nothing would be handed to him. Hunger became familiar, and comfort was rare. At night, he slept on cold floors, his body tired, but his mind restless. Dreams felt like luxuries, yet somewhere deep inside, a quiet belief began to grow. That there had to be more than this life of endless struggle. Baseball as an escape. Baseball entered his life not as a pastime, but as a lifeline. With a broomstick as a bat and a rag-filled sock as a ball, he created his own version of the game. The empty lot behind his home became his stadium. Every swing was more than practice. It was defiance. It was his way of saying he existed, that he mattered. In those dusty spaces, surrounded by nothing, he built something powerful: belief. The game gave him a language beyond poverty, a rhythm beyond hardship, and a vision beyond his circumstances. A mother's words that endured through everything. His mother remained his anchor. On stormy nights, as thunder rolled across the sky, she would tell him, "You have to swing harder than your fear." Those words stayed with him, becoming a guiding force throughout his life. They were not just advice, they were survival. In moments of doubt, exhaustion, or fear, he returned to that simple truth: swing harder, fight harder, believe harder. It became more than a philosophy. It became his identity, shaping not just the player he would become, but the man he would carry into every challenge. The leap into the unknown. At 17, a small piece of paper changed everything. A contract with the Texas Rangers. It was more than an opportunity. It was an escape. Leaving home for the first time, he carried with him not just hope, but the weight of his family's struggles. His mother placed a rosary in his pocket, a reminder of where he came from. The journey to America was brief in distance, but vast in meaning. For the first time, he stepped into a world that was unfamiliar, intimidating, and filled with uncertainty. Struggles in a new world in America. Sosa faced a different kind of challenge. Language barriers, cultural differences, and isolation made him feel invisible once again. Teammates laughed at his accent, coaches misunderstood him, and he was labeled as undisciplined. The same fire that fueled his swings was seen as recklessness. But this wasn't new to him. He had been underestimated his entire life. Instead of breaking him, it hardened his resolve. He didn't need validation. He needed opportunity, and when it came, he would be ready. Conclusion: the flame that still burns. Sammy Sosa's story is not just about fame or baseball. It's about endurance. From a boy swinging a broomstick in the dirt to a man who once captivated millions, his journey is a testament to resilience. Even now, in the quiet of his later years, that same flame still exists. It's the spirit of the child who refused to disappear, who swung not for applause, but for survival. Fame may fade, and the world may forget, but the essence of who he is remains unchanged. A fighter, still holding on, still swinging.